This man has the superpower to possess other people, but he uses it every day to do some pretty strange things. His name is Jack. He's just an ordinary middle school student. After accidentally gaining this power, he often possesses delinquent kids who bully him. After using their bodies to stir up internal conflicts, he slips away without a scratch. But this ability has a flaw. He can only possess someone for up to 5 seconds. During that time, his own body loses consciousness, so he usually can't use it to do anything too bad. As a struggling student, Jack only needs to possess a top student during exams, memorize their answers one by one, and that's how he gets the correct solutions. Watching his own name sit permanently at the top of the rankings, he just gives a dismissive smile. When it came time for advancement exams, he used the same trick to get into an elite high school. At the school's opening ceremony, Jack, ranked first in his grade, was invited to give a speech. Standing on the podium under everyone's gaze, he looked exactly like a model student. The girls in the audience whispered among themselves. They were all very interested in this handsome honor student with both looks and grades. But in private, Jack was a completely different person. While he was scoffing at how unimpressive top students really were, he had no idea everything was being recorded. Someone as perfect as him naturally earned the right of first choice in romance. After school, Jack was asked out by a girl. She said she wanted to date him. Jack couldn't care less, but on the surface, he politely said that he wanted to focus on his studies for now, using that as an excuse to turn her down. In truth, it was all nonsense. He just looked down on this ordinary girl. His real target was the school's most popular girl, Lucy. He believed only she was worthy of him, so he first possessed Lucy's friend and made her run away in a panic. Then he possessed a truck driver and recklessly drove straight at Lucy. As Lucy panicked, Jack suddenly rushed out and saved her. At that moment, Lucy's friend returned. She frantically thanked Jack. Seeing that Lucy had twisted her ankle, Jack thoughtfully reached out to support her. After everything was taken care of, Lucy stopped Jack as he was about to leave. She shyly invited him to dinner. Jack was ecstatic inside, but on the surface he turned her down again and again. Lucy was completely taken in by his push and pull act. The friend traveling with them conveniently received a call from her mother urging her to come home, and quickly left. Jack silently praised her perfect assist. The two had dinner together at dusk. Clearly, Lucy had already been fooled by his false image. When they parted, Lucy even suggested walking home together every day. She had no idea that this was exactly what Jack wanted. Sure enough, the very next day he received an invitation from Lucy to walk home together. The sudden victory made him burst out laughing. Just then, the school broadcast called him by name, ordering Jack to report to the student council. He had no choice but to ask Lucy to wait for a moment. It turned out that his brilliance had made the school suspect him of cheating. In front of him lay an exam paper from a previous test. If he failed to score over 90, he would be ruled a cheater. Panicking, Jack turned around and tried to leave, but the other party already had the school's authorization. If he refused now, he would be expelled. Left with no choice, he was forced to take the exam. Jack noticed the answer sheet in the examiner's hand, so he used his ability to transfer into that person. But unexpectedly, that person was looking at some very strange content at that exact moment. By the time Jack came back to his senses, the thing he cherished in his hand had already been shattered. Suddenly, a girl appeared beside him, startling him. She directly produced irrefutable evidence of his cheating. Cold sweat poured down Jack's back, and inside the camera were also various clips of him using his superpower. With his secrets exposed, Jack flew into a rage, overturned the desks and chairs, and ran out. At the doorway, he collided with a mysterious man. While fleeing, he spotted Lucy waiting for him at the school gate. Jack tried to drag her along as he escaped, but instead caused Lucy to fall. Even while being chased, he ran off on his own. His so-called gentlemanly nature was completely exposed. After running for a long time, he thought he was safe, but in the next second, he found himself desperately running again. This time, the only thing close behind him was the sound of explosions. When Jack looked back, he saw a man standing in the middle of the road, his body covered in wounds. The instant the man moved, the surrounding air seemed to freeze. He carried Jack high into the sky, then submerged him in water. Even after being subdued, Jack looked utterly confused. The man, however, openly admitted that he had the power of instantaneous teleportation, but he couldn't freely control where he stopped. At that moment, the girl from earlier appeared again. She explained that it wasn't just him who had superpowers, and that these abilities would fade as people grew older. During this time, Jack would be transferred to a special school. She had already obtained consent from his guardian. She then sneered at Jack for using his powers to cheat, instantly filling him with shame and anger. When he tried to hit her, the girl vanished into thin air. Immediately after, he was violently beaten by what seemed like thin air. The one attacking him was the girl herself. It turned out her ability was invisibility, but its drawback was that she could only disappear from one person's field of vision. Everyone else could still see her normally. The girl took an interest in Jack's ability and invited him to join the student council, using it to deter others who abused their powers. The next day, Jack asked Lucy out. He told her that he would be transferring schools. Because of his superpowers, he would be placed under supervision and secrecy. He hoped she would take the initiative to come look for him. Perhaps Lucy had already seen through him the day before. She said they weren't even dating, and there was no reason to go that far just to see him. Seeing that Jack still wouldn't give up, she bluntly said that from now on they would have nothing to do with each other. She would only regard him as her lifesaver. This instantly left the once confident Jack completely petrified.